Hey Rose, it's Monday, July 7th, and it's time for another Misconception Monday! And today we're gonna be debugging some common myths about animals. So let's jump right into it and start off with our good old friend the ostrich, whom everyone knows when scared will stick its head in the sand to hide, right? No, not at all. Do you remember the velociraptors from Jurassic Park? Well, ostriches are like the closest thing we have to that. They're 9 feet tall, about 350 pounds, very aggressive. They have strong, sharp beaks and even sharper claws. What on earth would they have to be scared of? Don't ever scare an ostrich. It will probably kill you. It can very easily kill you. And it probably will. Here's a riddle for you. What's the difference between a puma, a cougar, a mountain lion, and a panther? Absolutely nothing. These are all names for the exact same animal. You've probably heard before that daddy longlegs are the most venomous spiders on earth, but luckily for us, their fangs are too small to bite humans. So we're safe. This is not true at all. In fact, their fangs are not too small to bite humans because they don't even have fangs. And they don't have fangs because they don't even produce venom. And they don't produce venom because they're not even spiders. Everything's a lie. Daddy longlegs, or opiliones if you want to be all scientific, are also members of the arachnid family, like spiders. However, they differ from spiders in a few key ways. For instance, they don't produce venom, and they also don't have silk glands, so they can't make webs. So basically they're infinitely better than spiders. You've probably heard the phrase, blind as a bat, right? Well, that doesn't make any sense. Have you seen a bat lately? Take a look at its face. What do you see? Probably some eyes, right? Yeah, bats use those to see things. This myth probably stems from the fact that bats have an extra sense called echolocation that lets them use a kind of sonar to sense the world around them using sound. This is a sense that we don't have, so if you ask a bat, they'll probably say, man, he is blind as a human. You know, if they could talk or whatever. Crocodiles are fast in the water, slow on land, and covered in scales, and only one of those things I just said is true. Crocodiles are indeed fast in the water, however, they're pretty fast on land too. They can run about 10 miles per hour, which is probably about how fast I can run. Luckily, they're not very good at turning, so if you ever find yourself being chased by a crocodile, try to run in a zigzag pattern, and that should help you avoid becoming crocodile dinner. Crocodinner. Crocodinner. That's funny. Wait a minute, what about those scales though? Well, crocodiles and alligators are reptiles, which means they don't have scales. That texture that we think of as being scaly is actually an effect from their skin cracking apart as they grow bigger. Many people think that if you touch a baby bird, it will be tainted with the scent of humans and its mother will abandon it. That's a pretty morbid thought, and it's just not true. If you see a baby bird out of its nest and can safely return it to its nest, then you probably should. It being out of its nest makes it a prime target for predators, so by ignoring it, you're pretty much just killing it. Now that is a morbid thought. And finally, if you're like me, you probably have fond memories of throwing stale bread into lakes and ponds to feed the ducks. It's a beautiful, peaceful pastime, a great way to get rid of unwanted bread, and don't ever do it again, ever! It turns out that bread is really bad for ducks. It makes sense. Have you ever seen a duck bake a loaf of bread in the wild? Yeah, me neither. Their bodies are just not good at metabolizing the carbohydrates in bread, so it basically just makes them get really fat and unhealthy. And then they can't fly, and then they die. Also, since food is always given to them, baby ducklings never learn to find their own food. And then they die. Also, bread makes the ducks poop a lot, which passes different avian diseases through the bird population and even back to us. And then they die. And then we die. So yeah, just don't feed the ducks. Just don't do it. It's a bad idea. Hopefully that clears up for you some misconceptions about animals that I know I've been hearing my whole life. If you want to see more misconceptions get busted, you can click here to see a playlist of all of our misconception videos. I'll also put the link in the description below. Thanks for watching, and Rose, we'll see you on Wednesday.